Asking banks to open over the weekends, you are putting the banks in line.
Welcome to Noble TV Live, and today we'll be looking at CBN's order on banks to open over the weekend. I am Lily Kelvin. Joining me on that discussion is Dr. Peters. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's look at the order from CBN. CBN instructs banks to open weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, just to ease the stress of cash crunch and make available cash for Nigerians. So do you think this decision is in order? Is it going to serve its purpose to ease cash crunch? And secondly, is it safe for banks to open over the weekends?
Yeah, I've said it before and I've said it over and over again. The process or the foundation on which the central bank governor and the financial expert decided to handle this issue of new Naira notes and the old Naira notes, and again, the court order has been counterproductive. Asking banks to open over the weekends, you are putting the banks in line, because the security that are supposed to guide them, which is the police, use this security. They have their rosters, they have their engagements, and of course, over the weekend, areas that are populated dense are always empty. Market are always empty. It's a signal to banks. Banks that are somehow in a less populated area can be invaded by armed robbers. It's dangerous asking banks to open. If you have said that banks should ensure that the ATM machines are working, I think that would be better. And of course, the use of POS, making money available to POS operators, because the last estimate we have close to 500 to 800,000 Nigerian youth who are engaged in POS business, and ever since January they have been out of business because there's no card for them to transact. Those ones who are able to have card to transact go to filling station and market to buy money at the exorbitant price, and they add 1 or 2 Naira to see if they can also make gain. And at the same time, the EFCC is not giving them a fresh breath. They are being suffocated for allegedly selling money. And
yeah, but that's an abuse on Naira. You can't sell your Naira.
They are not selling Naira.
That's what's happening.
As far as I'm concerned, they're not selling Naira. Make the Naira, make the money available to them, and they will do that. Every POS machine in this country has a serial number. Every POS has a vendor. Make this money available to them. It's a simple arithmetic. Attached to every account, to every ATM, is or our own PVN. Make the cash limit withdrawal on POS limited for 20,000. Make also limited, as you have said, to ATM machine to 20,000. It works. Make the money available. Remember, when the judge was passing judgment on this matter, he said before the judgment day, go and tell your client, which is the federal government, to make money available. Whether it's old Naira note or new Naira note, make money available. And the CBN failed to do that.
Yeah, but you know, these people that are selling money, that's this POS.
They're not selling money.
I will say they are selling money.
To me, they're not selling money. Okay, they're doing business.
Some of them, they get this money at even cheaper rate or free. They get this money free.
From who?
They get this money from wherever they get it from. Probably from the bank. Okay, let me tell you, in some instance, some persons wake up very early, go to the bank in queue, and at the end of the day, they get money and they come back.
The end of the day, Lillian.
Yeah, hold on. They come back and sell this money to you. And when you ask them, they tell you, you're paying for the time I spent at the bank.
Lillian.
If you know it's very easy, then go to the bank and queue and get money.
Lillian.
So they don't buy this money. They only come back and make us pay for the stress that they go through to get that money, which is wrong.
There is no provision from the CBN or instruction to bank branches to give POS operators money. They go there to collect money, and at the end of the day, they spend about 1,000 Naira to go to bank and collect money, and bank will give you 1,000 Naira to 2,000 Naira.
Do you know some persons actually say this POS business as very lucrative, and
because the federal government cost it, the CBN cost it.
Okay,
when this money was available, you can negotiate with them even 50 Naira to 1,000 Naira, and they do it. So make this money available. If you are limited, limit it. Make it available to people, and so that they're going to bring it down. So as far as I'm concerned, arresting them is unjust. Because they go into the market and buy this money, they go to police station and buy this money from police stations.
I think they should get to the grassroots. They shouldn't just let the people going to buy money so far. They should get to those people selling the money. That's where
they are not from. They should make the money available. See, you are in the city you are talking. Do you know the pains that the people who are in the area suffer?
I understand what you're
That
saying.
maybe in a whole rural community, only one that operate POS and has no money.
Okay, fine. So
they go through pains.
All right, let's not dwell too much on that. Okay, I believe that the authorities will look into that as soon as possible and make life easy for Nigerians. Let's look at the ATM machines now in banks. Most ATM machines dispense old naira notes, but mint. There's a clause there, mint. Now, could it be that these old naira notes were reprinted? Because we believe that the old notes we dropped at the bank or we deposited at the bank, they were all destroyed. That's our belief. That's the belief of most Nigerians. We don't know how true it is, okay? But most ATM machines are dispensing old naira notes and they are mint. What's your take on that? Could it be that they were just reprinted instead of printing the newly designed like they asked us or they told us they were going to do? They went ahead to print the old one. Or could it be that these old naira notes have been in their vault for long?
The issue, like I said it before, where before government or CBN talk about issuance of redesign of new naira currency, there were already money printed for 2022. Or normally in Nigeria, you used to find new money during the Christmas. That's when you used to see mints of new money. Circulation of mints. You know, so when you check money being dispensed, you find those money were printed in 2022.
Okay.
That means they were printed before the idea of redesign of currency, quote unquote, to stop vote buying. Yet in the elections, the two elections, we have serious vote buying.
Yeah.
In naira and in dollars.
Yeah.
All right. Now they say it's also to stop kidnapping. Yet in Zamfara, in Kaduna, we have the bandits invading people's houses and taking people hostage today. He has not stopped it. He must have minimized it, but it has not stopped. So the government that was introducing the design of naira note did not take into cognizance some of the basics. You're talking about 3 trillion being printed and about 2.something trillion being in people's homes and about 1 trillion being in circulation, and yet you went as low as printing only 100 billion. That's a shortage in money in circulation. So as far as we are concerned, it may be a robustful idea to see how they can make Nigerians to go on e-transactions, but at the same time, a lot of things were not taken into cognizance. That is why we have landed where we have landed, and that is why the CBN is rushing head and toe to see whether they're going to remedy the situation. And of course, in doing that, they are also putting banks in line. And some of the ATM that the bank that have, let's assume, 10 ATM machine gallery, only 1 or 2 are dispensing. And they dispense for a period of time, they go off. And you know that microfinance banks, they don't work. For 3 months, they're out of business. Do you know that some banks, because of issue of maybe network, have begun to use fintech? And the fintech, although the central bank have come out to tell us that a lot of them are licensed, but a lot of them are not also licensed. That means that people's money are also in line. Because the fintech can wake up tomorrow and shut down. They don't have office anywhere.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Peters. I see you're boiling, but I'll have to calm you down, okay? It's going to get better. Thank you for sharing your idea with us. So we're just looking at CBN's instruction to let banks open over the weekend so as to ease the cash crunch on Nigerians. And we're hoping that it sure does ease the pain and the cash crunch that we are passing through. And we hope that more naira notes will be printed. We don't even mind seeing the new naira notes instead of more of the old naira notes, even though it's mint. Thank you so much. I am Lily Kelvin. Please subscribe, like, and share. This is Noble TV Live.